Hey YouTube, as usual I'm gonna wing it, so no editing. Sorry if it's not too good, but if you guys are watching this you're used to it by now. This video is being made in response to my good friend theKGB65. He tagged me for a video, and unlike the other times I've been tagged, it doesn't say necessarily your favorite two knives or this or that. I was just tagged for a video of your choosing, and I couldn't really think anything good to do. Not that I normally do anything good, but I figured I'll do one that I've tried to do about 7 other times and could never post because it was just rotten. So this is going to be it, rotten or not, in response. Time is short, and I figured I would try to do an EDC video. Now I'll preface that with I generally don't have money in my wallet. Who does? But standard magnet wallet anyways. I'll preface that with I usually carry 2 different ways. I often carry a lot of this stuff or redundancy, but I guess I'll have to explain it as I go. I always have a pocket knife. Always. Usually 2. This is a Chris Reeve Insingo. I call it the Insano as my affectionate nickname for this knife. I love it. And although it is nothing to look at for most people, I was not even a Chris Reeve fan when I first saw them. It took a few times to hold them and see how great the function is before I was turned to the dark side. After the 3rd time seeing these in person, I went home and bought one. That was many knives ago now. This is generally on my pocket, especially if I'm going somewhere where I think I'm going to be around a lot of people, and a lot of people means a lot of sheeple. It's not too big, it's 3-inch blade. Rest of the time, I'm carrying the Nums in, and honestly I carry this most of the time anymore. I go in spurts between these two. The Insingos occupied my pocket since it first came out, production run. I bought it immediately. My friend had had a pre-production, and I liked it enough that I waited for the day they came out pretty much. And the only thing that's removed that from my pocket is this, and I had a 0 tolerance 301 in my pocket for a couple days. But between these 2 knives, the Tanto Numzan and the Insingo, it's one of these 2 in my pocket. Never both of these. I don't feel the need for that. And I always have my Leatherman Squirt PS4 for the tiny chores, or when I'm really in a crowd of people and I'm worried about someone having to call the cops and explaining why I have all of this stuff on my person. Not a conversation I like to have. Tiny blade, you guys know the rest. I have a video on it if you don't. There's about 1,000 good videos on this thing. For $25, everybody should have one of these. Fits right in your watch pocket. Put a tiny lanyard on it, gives you something to grab, pull right out of your pocket, and away you go. Standard wallet. My keys, of course. Regular stuff, nothing special. County com, aviator, or mechanic, whatever, key ring. Because I hate having big keys in my pocket, and that allows you to crush them, whereas a standard ring doesn't. You guys ought to get one of those for $1 or whatever they are. You know, $9 shipping for county com. Surefire E1B backup. 2 mode. Very bright, single CR123 or Surefire 123, 123A, whatever you want to call it. They're the 123 batteries. The reason I chose this one, even though I wanted the E1B or E1E Outdoorsman, I think, is it had more brightness, although there's less runtime, but the number one deciding factor was the turnover clip. I drop it in my front pocket opposite my knife, and the head keeps the thing in my pocket while it hangs like this, not sticking out much. If you put it in the other way, all of this is up, it's gonna pop out, you're gonna lose it, in my opinion. That's why I didn't want the other one. The clip is what sold me this one. I love it, very robust, rugged. The runtime on low is pretty darn good, and you don't have to carry too many backup batteries, being it only takes 1, and it generates a very good amount of light. I think it's 115 lumens in a small package. My Oakley X Metal, I think they were called Romeos back in the day. They're awesome glasses, made out of some titanium alloy. You can see there's a theme of titanium going. I had my first pair for about 11 years before they were pilfered from my desk at work and I was unable to find the culprit. So I bought a replacement pair off eBay. I've had these for about 4.5 years. They're awesome. I loved them until I saw what's his ugly face in Mission Impossible wearing them. The guy had my glasses on, he had my Kershaw dive knife, and he had my same HK. I had to start selling stuff once I saw that. I have not done a review on this thing, but I could not be happier with it. It's a $90 watch. Titanium. Bertucci. Has the date, keeps excellent time, quartz movement, light as a feather. The strap is better than your standard NATO or Zulu strap because they have rivets to keep the things from tearing instead of just being burned. Folded and stitched here to make it easier to take on and off. You see it goes through. These are not spring bars. Those are actually part of the body, so it's not going to break. This thing is basically indestructible. The only thing I wish it had was a sapphire crystal. It's a mineral crystal, but it's recessed. So even after like 1.5, 2 years almost of beating on this thing, there's not a scratch on it. And it's waterproof. So hard to beat for the money and the reliability. On to the big stuff. I'm running out of time. You guys have all seen this in the other vids. No, I'm not safety checking it for you. Oh no! Oh no! Where's the dog, right? My Kimber Raptor with Larry Davidson grips. I have this on me most days. I carry it in a Milt Sparks VersaMax 2 holster. It's outstanding. Or I just tuck it. You guys can complain in the comments if you don't agree with that. And then I also have my Glock, one of my 2 Glock 23s. You can tell, safety, triggers back. Mags are loaded. Trijicon night sights, because I've had this so long, the MEPRA lights finally were too dim to use. This is my main carry gun, but ever since I got that Raptor, it has been relegated to second duty, although probably once or twice a week it comes out and becomes numero uno again. In carrying that in the VersaMax 2 or possibly tucking it. A Blade Tech double holster with a tech lock, and instead of 13 round mags on the backups I take 15s because I'm not worried about them sticking out of the handle while concealing, and I don't always carry the backup mags on me. I just keep them close. Same with these. I don't use a carrier. I stick one in my pocket and leave the other one in the truck. Or if I'm going to be far away, I'll bring a bag with me. Speaking of which, I always have my bag. I bring my fleece everywhere. I usually take my hat. I got to have a hat just in case it's too sunny and I don't have the glasses, because sometimes I just don't like wearing glasses. The thermometer, my bag. I'm not going to go into what's in the bag. Basically, poncho, extra clothes, food, and ammo. A little bit of this and that, water filtration, whatever I can think of. It changes often. It's not even worth doing a review on, I don't think. Anybody who just does one-time review on their bag is probably not really prepared. That thing needs to change with the seasons, and mine does. So if I did it now in 3 days, it's probably going to be different. Who knows? One of my 2 pairs of Hakes Air Power X1s. I'm almost always wearing these. These, after, I don't know, 3 years, have finally been relegated in the summertime, being that I've been home since I've been injured, to second chair to the Air Maxes. I haven't worn tennis shoes in as many years. I can't even think of the last time I wore tennis shoes, to be honest with you. But since I'm indoors, I figure I'll keep those on. And then finally, redid my first aid kit into a Pelican. And I won't go into everything in there. You guys, everything's different for everybody. The big stuff's on top. And then you go from there. But that generally rides in the truck. Bag stays in the truck with me. I'll have a gun with me. Possibly 2 if I carry my 357 as well, my snubby. The knives, the flashlight, the watch, a gun, one of those, and those. Something's always with me. It just depends on the day. I see I'm running out of time, so everybody, thanks for watching and stay safe.